All right, welcome to episode 31 of my journey to profitability, trading ES futures using order flow. So our current status right now is we have a funded account with $850 left in it and it can't hit zero. I was responding to someone who commented on my video and he was basically telling him that I was planning on trading 5 micros instead of one full mini contract, because with one full mini contract my risk is at $200, whereas if I had 5 minis then I could get my risk down to $100. So anyway, I found a setup today, which is Wednesday, October 9th right now. I found a long setup and I tried to enter it on minis, but I saw that my order was rejected, so I don't think that my account is actually eligible to trade minis. Anyway, so what happened is, so today I took the same entry with one contract long, and then I moved my stop to break even after I was up 7 points in profit. Then of course I get stopped out. I try one more time. Once again, move my stop to break even way too early. And then I got stopped out for 2 break even trades today. And then after I get stopped out, the market rallies up for 40 points from my entry. So that was unfortunate. I wasn't really stressing about it. It's just crazy how October has just been like a complete reminder of every error that I had to work on in my trading. For example, sticking to my trading rules with daily loss limits, making sure that I'm not entering positions too quickly after getting stopped out. And then that also gets tied in with trading bad conditions and understanding that not every single day is going to be good to trade. The theme of this month for me so far has just been like reminders of everything that I've been doing the last 3 months, and reminding me that I need to stick with what I've been doing that got me to a funded account and a payout in the first place. So now that I know I can't even trade micros, that basically means I have 4 tries at keeping this account, or 4 entries until I blow it, essentially. I really do believe that I can save this account. Today was really unfortunate though, after getting stopped for break even. That was another thing that I had to be reminded of, not moving my stops up too early. I have faith in myself. I think that if I trade properly, I could genuinely bring this account back and be fine. I'm not in a hurry to get a payout. I just want to take good setups and trade properly, even though I have not been doing that this month. The rest of this video, I'll just walk you guys through the long setup that I actually did see today. I get long at 5798, which was at 8:38 a.m. So I'm gonna get to when I started seeing signs of a setup occurring. The setup that I thought I was seeing off rip was, so the VIX was down 3%, which means that dips should get bought up theoretically on ES. So I had a bullish bias for the day. Whenever I see these large volume bubbles and us failing to move lower in price, I am looking for absorption type setups. So currently my thesis, I'm thinking there could be trap traders here and price will move up because of them having to cover their positions. What I wanna see is a sweep of these lows, and I wanna see what happens after that sweep. All right, so this is exactly when I enter, just about. So I already tried to enter the micro position, like I said, but it rejected me, so I had to switch over. I wanted to enter right at 5796, but I got in at 5798, right? So this is what I saw though. I see those trap traders get swept and then price immediately returns right back above all of this absorption. On top of that, we're seeing some large buying transactions on the time and sales. And then also on top of that, we're seeing some buying delta start to appear right after we swept that. So this is what I'm in long, and I have my stop right at 5793. This is when I would have entered long if it filled, and I would have had my stop at 5793. When I actually get in long, all right, so this is when I actually got in long at 8:39. And what I did was I took my entry at 5798, so like literally right here, and I have my stop right below 5796. And basically what I want to see happen if price did come down here again is I would want to see this low volume profile area. I would want to see this basically act as support. So this is what happens. We're in the trade. And this is one thing I'll point out during this session that was like, it's that order flow behavior that you see, and it's an anomaly. So you're seeing price move up despite all these very large, oops. So you're seeing price move up despite all this large aggressive selling. So when I'm seeing this, this is just more conviction for me in the trade. Like when I see this type of stuff, excited, because to me this is passive buyers basically holding price up as we rally. All right, so this is when I move my stop to break even, which would then be at 5798, or maybe it was like a little bit above, like 579. Let's just see, what was it at? Yeah, 5799. So I got my stop loss now at 5799. In hindsight, I would say I wish that I would have just kept my stop loss where it was initially, because you'll see why. But so boom, I'm already stopped out right there. We get stopped out because we swept down to 5798.25. And then what we kind of just saw there, in my opinion, was all that aggressive selling that got held up by passive buyers. This is basically them defending their position in my eyes, like I said, and that's how I read it. So I do believe that I re-entered. So I got another entry at 5801 at 844, which was around here somewhere. And then my stop was at 57950. It was at 57950 initially. And then same thing, we rally up. And then I actually think I moved it to break even. I moved it way too soon on this trade. And then my stop would have been at 5801.25. So then boom, we get stopped out right there. And then of course, we just see basically slow grind up, and then it starts to accelerate throughout the session. So that's what happened on that session. But I had a lot of conviction in that thesis, especially after I already entered, because I was seeing all that aggressive selling pressure get absorbed by passive buyers. So I was pretty confident. And then on top of that, VIX was down 3%. So I was really confident in this setup. And what I was targeting initially was 5810, and then beyond 5810 was 5830 supply. So that's what my mindset was. Unfortunately, I didn't have the discipline to keep my stop loss where it should be until I was 10 points in profit. But it's one of those things that it's just like a good reminder for the future, I guess. But so today was actually, I was still happy that it rallied, just because I felt good that my analysis was correct despite my positioning and trade management being pretty flawed. But I mean, you see that 2 long entries right at the low of day. It's such a bummer, especially after a 30-point rally. But so yeah, that's where we're at, and I will catch you guys in the next video.